When radio dark night existed and assumed control, and we rocked in its web, consumed by static and stroked with fear, we were drawn down long from a deep sleep and awakened at dayfall by worried gardeners, and made to be led through dew-wet jungle to the swift summits overlooking the sea. A vast, radiant beach and a cool, jeweled moon. Couples naked raced down by its quiet side, and we laugh like soft, mad children, smug in the woolly cotton brains of infancy. The music and voices are all around us. Choose, they croon, the ancient ones, the time has come again. Choose now, they croon, beneath the moon, beside an ancient lake. Enter again the sweet forest. Enter the hot dream, come with us. Everything is broken up and dances. And at this point we hear West Virginia mountain music. Moonshine night, mountain village, insane in the woods and the deep trees. Under the moon, beneath the stars, they reel and dance, the young folk, led to the lake by a king and queen. Oh, I want to be there, I want us to be there, beside the lake, beneath the moon, cool and swollen, dripping its hot liquor. Frozen moment by a lake, a knife has been stolen, the death of the snake. I know the impossible sea when the dogs bark. I am a death bird, naughty night bird. Bird of prey, flying high. Flying high in the summer sky. Bird of prey, flying high, gently pass on by. Bird of prey, flying high. Flying high, am I going to die? Bird of prey, flying high, take me on your flight. Indians scattered on dawn's highway bleeding. Ghosts crowd the young child's fragile eggshell mind.
Woken to the sound of a bell that fills the room. Head. Effective. A frazzled man thinks my apartment is his psychiatrist's office. And me, Larry in black satin pajamas, a secretary. This is number 2, I say. He looks sharply at the door across the hall. 6? I forget how to say 4 and so hold up that many fingers and he gets the message. Later, I want to find you and go to sit in the warm window. Everything feels exposed, and I eventually go back into the shadows to feel it all a little more. The good deed's done and a long line of sun descends, so briefly removed from, and I see her, smoking, stranger of high collar. Denial is just the greatest, the flow of things of which I'll never be a part. You have gone again, unsurprising. Too much, too sure, but maybe less. How? Are you sleeping? What about now? And I could not move, the room held me so late into the afternoon. Before I crossed the bridge without planning it as a reminder that all things will, are. Sky to light up a face, more to make this place uninhabitable. I've been wanting that other one, the one I left behind, because, and I always seem to be behind them, or the tolling hour. Yet again on the verge of departure, and why is it always me leaving? The answer to this pretends to be ahead, as in, do you like the city? No. So, you're in the country? No. Or the truth that there will always be someone that has arrived a little bit before, and so knows a little bit more. To move gives way to a big flat base that covers a familiar unknown, a present memory in which to swim through stories and things. What if I was to make a big pile of place and just jump right in? I'd be bruised brick and tender, just waiting to recover from cars and parks and rain and trains and reflection before moving on. I don't have enough bags to hold what I found this morning in my hands. It weighs me down in this way that I can't quite capture what it once is or was. To walk down the street is to freely weave through and away with history. But to sit in one place is to stare the past in the face. I was here just yesterday, and already a few days have passed. The fruit has dropped from the leaves. The leaves are blowing in the wind. The wind runs down my chin, aloft, and something collapses soft underfoot. It could be a hat or a plum. In clusters of 2 or more we wait to fall. It's a way of avoiding the call and only playing feeling. Or to keep going, which means repeating. Back to feel, oh I so free in harmony. Please, exaggerate me even more. Distort me via windows that are doors, that are eyes. And there are even other eyes looking. I've been picking all of this up and eating it cold from the grass. Beside, to the left, that eternal road. And to the right, a well, a bird. 2 wells, 5 birds, circling. For less than the cost of this ground or fixing thumb or hole or chin or sweet and heavy juice, intuitively, I could carry you to the other side of town, where nothing runs, where there is no breeze, which is a constant topic of discussion. The topic is always about the discussion itself, like how there used to be beauty in the silence, and now there is just silence. There is more to see and more I don't really need. Somehow, even though it's blue, like a small round bowl spilling air, like I'm doing that out the window. Smoke curls up off a plate, and whatever is blue is old. I hold you in return, but never know how you'll be returning. With a life of things or form or substance, or surface, maybe even service, there I am, swerving, at a table, by the phone. Car sheet, bed street, illumination. I've closed in. We're going out, heading endlessly out. I'll step out, I'll cave in, I'll bend. I'll spread out to cover the entire river, even though elsewhere there's a familiar place, a tiny place, but with a huge mirror bigger than mine through and through. It's enough to imagine stepping through and reaching you.
A friend argues that Americans battle between the historical self and the self-self. By this she means you mostly interact as friends with mutual interests and for the most part compatible personalities. However, sometimes your historical selves, her white self and your black self, your white self and her black self, arrive with the full force of your American positioning. Then you are standing face to face in seconds that wipe the affable smiles right from your mouths. What did you say? Instantaneously, your attachment seems fragile, tenuous, subject to any transgression of your historical self. And though your joined personal histories are supposed to save you from misunderstandings, they usually cause you to understand all too well what is meant. You and your partner go to see the film The House We Live In. You asked a friend to pick up your child from school. On your way home, your phone rings. Your neighbor tells you he is standing at his window, watching a menacing black guy casing both your homes. The guy is walking back and forth, talking to himself, and seems disturbed. You tell your neighbor that your friend, whom he has met, is babysitting. He says, no, it's not him. He's met your friend, and this isn't that nice young man. Anyway, he wants you to know he's called the police. Your partner calls your friend and asks him if there's a guy walking back and forth in front of your home. Your friend says that if anyone were outside, he would see him because he is standing outside. You hear the sirens through the speakerphone. Your friend is speaking to your neighbor when you arrive home. The 4 police cars are gone. Your neighbor has apologized to your friend and is now apologizing to you. Feeling somewhat responsible for the actions of your neighbor, you clumsily tell your friend that the next time he wants to talk on the phone, he should just go in the backyard. He looks at you a long minute before saying he can speak on the phone wherever he wants. Yes, of course, you said. Yes, of course.
I don't need to earn anything there. I have it. If you can't see it, like, fuck you. And like, if you're not being magnanimous. Like,
I'm not being magnanimous.
I know you're not,
and
I'm telling you you're
truth.
not. Describe anything you want, but don't ascribe motivations to me. That's just unfair to me.
Okay?
I don't think it's in your head. You didn't make it up, babe. You're telling a story about something. I'm listening to you. That I can say a word, and you can take that word and imagine it. I've brewed some evil concoction. Like, fuck you. Like, stop. That's the problem. And you're right. This does exemplify it, but not in the way you imagine, in the way that I imagine. You keep telling the narrative as if I can't meet you where you're at. You're not meeting me where I'm at. All the time, recognizing the distance between us is the distance that I'm not moving. It's the distance between us. If you want to close that distance, start fucking walking toward me. Stop telling me you're over there and I need to just, like, get it because you've had bad experiences. Okay, me too. So I'm happy to patiently sit here and listen to everything. And I'm empathetic all the fucking time. That's not a problem. You don't have a problem of a lack of empathy in your husband. That's not what you have. You feel like you're not getting something, you're getting it, and you feel like you're not getting it. But I can only give you it, right? If you don't accept it, it isn't something else. There's not something else, there's not a magic ingredient missing. The grass is not greener. I can't do it while tap dancing. And I bent myself into a pretzel to try to figure out whatever it is that you need and then be called all sorts of fucking names in the therapist's office because I protected you. That's it. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
I just want to check your what angered you the most is the misread of you that Annie had right now?
It doesn't anger me the most. It's just the most disappointing. Like, I really still? And if you feel that way, babe, I love you. You should leave. You should not live your life in this level of consternation. And if I'm the cause of it, you shouldn't be near me. If there's something there, as horrible as it will be for me, you can't live your life this disabled.